Huh?
Why do we have to move it?
Because it does not belong here.
So I was born in this tiny village in the middle of France. There were 120 people in my village when I was a kid. This was an agricultural village. Everybody had some connection to the land somehow. We had a couple of acres of vineyard and we made wine every year, a little bit of Gamay, like in Beaujolais. So I went to ag school because I was interested in agriculture. And I ended up in Bordeaux. Right after college, not really being sure of my path, I ended up doing some volunteer work in Africa, similar to Peace Corps. And that's where I met my future wife, who was in the Peace Corps. And so together, we decided that we wanted to come back to America and to California in particular. And I had heard that there were vineyards in California. I went to winery. That's where I did my first harvest. I was filling and emptying barrels for a couple of months. I started at Chappellet in 2005, so almost 20 years ago. I started as assistant winemaker, so helping in every part of winemaking. Chappellet has some equipment, so I've always been involved in running and maintaining equipment. And so that is a little bit more of a focus of what I do now, making sure that everything works. So there's been a number of projects, a number of improvements. We have a new building that was built in 2013. I was quite involved in the design, not so much on the aesthetics, but more making sure that it works for what we need, that the barrels fit in it and things like that. These days I'm more involved around the crush line and planning it, which also was a little bit difficult since we don't have a lot of space, so we bought a line that's a lot faster but also takes more space than the old line, so it took a fair amount of measuring and remeasuring and making sure that it would fit and we got the right machines to do the work we wanted. So I was definitely in the middle of making the choices, providing advice on what would work best, and then making it work, which involved a certain amount of modifying and improving several machines. So that involves training people in operating equipment, but also being able to tell when there's something needs to be fixed and to make sure that everybody is comfortable with the equipment they use and potentially need to improve sometimes, whatever is needed. My old duties have not disappeared, so I'm definitely involved in making and helping make the wine, so around tasting, around organizing the cellar. I've been blessed that I've been in teams forever that were very convivial, and that's been a very rewarding experience. It's very nice to be able to work in a team that one feels very comfortable and happy to work with. And we do have some long hours sometimes, so it's nice to get along. It does work better.